We are live and oh my goodness, dominance from the Indian cricket team today and led by Kuldeep Yadav.
Yes.
Fittingly, brilliant spell of bowling and 6 overs he had 4 wickets. But the initial rot was started by Mohammad Siraj. What a brilliant exhibition of express pace bowling. I think for me the ball of the day was how he got rid of Litton Das.
Yeah.
Because it jacked back in and at pace. And as I had said earlier, India's pacers are taller, they'll exploit the bounce a bit more and also they will get much more pace because they bowl definitely 5 to 10 clicks quicker than the Bangladeshi team. So the current status of the match is India were bowled out for 404. Kuldeep Yadav had an all-round day today.
Yes,
40 with the bat.
Happy.
40 with the bat. And he consumed over 100 balls. He had a brilliant partnership with Ravichandran Ashwin, which ensured India reached in excess of 400. With the ball, Kuldeep Yadav shown that he could bamboozle anybody. He was getting sharp turn.
Yes.
There was low bounce as well.
And the ideal conditions.
And Mehdi Hassan has to really thank his lucky stars that the outside edge, inside edge, stumps all missed just by a whisker.
Yeah.
So, Kuldeep Yadav was the star today with 4 for 33. He could get a 5-wicket haul tomorrow when India come back. And Mohammad Siraj, 3 for 14.
Well, family members already thinking that he's an all-rounder in the making. Well, one thing that can be said about Kuldeep Yadav and the way he batted is perhaps he did pay attention. He worked on his batting all this while that he was away from international cricket. Maybe yes, he did work on his batting and of course he made hay in sunshine with the conditions.
He made hay in the haze because hardly the sun came out in Chattogram. And remember, it's winter time. It's very bright in Delhi, surprisingly.
But by that, I idiomatically meant that the conditions were ideal.
Which weren't easy.
Yes.
Which weren't easy because there was sluggish bounce.
Yeah.
And on top of that, batting, the Bangladeshi bowlers bowled accurately, they lacked kind of penetration in a way. Because see, the Indian players know how to tackle about these Asian conditions.
Absolutely.
But yes, their weakness against spin is still there. I mean, see, 8 out of the 10 wickets that fell to spin.
And it's not the first time. In fact,
for the last 5-6 years,
white ball cricket as well, we're seeing that Indian batters have been susceptible to spin bowling.
And remember, in that Ahmedabad test, where we all know Akshar Patel taking 11 wickets.
Yeah.
But India also were bowled out. Yeah, but India were also bowled out for 130 odd, 140 odd. England were lucky to be bowled out for 81 in the second innings. Yeah. And India won by 10 wickets. But that doesn't hide the fact. We still have a big problem facing quality spin.
Okay, Austin Acuna just wants to be heard right now.
Yeah, airport announcer.
We've taken note of your comment. Okay, you feel that he should be in for the ODI World Cup.
See, what wrong did Kuldeep Yadav do in getting the kind of treatment that he was getting after 2019? What wrong did Kuldeep Yadav do? Yeah. Because you were considered your number 1 bowler. He was considered number 1 bowler by Ravi Shastri until the World Cup. One bad game that you had against England when Roy and Bairstow decided to go after you, suddenly the Kulcha duo separated forever.
Yeah.
And until 2017 to 2019, be it in Australia, be it in South Africa, be it in India, it was the Kulcha duo that won you games.
Remember that 2018
ODI series?
Yes.
5-1.
Together they had picked some 35 wickets if I'm not wrong. One got 18, the other got 17.
Yes, absolutely. So
that's where actually Kulcha began. That's South Africa tour.
Before that, India, Australia, when they came to India, the ODI series.
So many wickets together. 35, I remember, was a record of its own.
Yeah, but then if I have to look at it, see, because I had covered the Kulcha duo in the Indore and Bangalore ODIs. When Australia came to India in 2017, that ODI series in India won 4-1.
Yeah.
That was the time when the Kuldeep Yadav, Yajwendra Chahal duo were sealed, and more than their impact, they were bowling in the death overs. Can you imagine? 40 to 45. The death overs were being handled by Yajwendra Chahal and Kuldeep Yadav.
It sounds like a different era altogether, wherein we trusted our spinners so much. They weren't just wicket-taking spinners. they were almost the people who would get us out of trouble.
Yes.
From that to now having spinners in the side and not playing them in a major tournament like the World Cup, we've come a long way.
Yes, and actually, if you have to look at it, look at the way of wickets that Kuldeep Yadav got. One, a great catch by Shubman Gill.
Yeah.
Very sharp catch at short leg. And at one point in time, the way how he got rid of Taijul, quick, zooter. And Taijul got an inside edge and got bowled. Yeah. The others through sheer guile and spin and a brain fade by Shakib.
He, of course, got a lot of assistance. This is the kind of, again, if you're coming back, if you're making a comeback into the side, those are the conditions as a bowler, as a spinner that you would ideally look for. And Kuldeep Yadav has made the most of the opportunity. But one player, and we must be talking about him, who didn't make hay in sunshine was Ravichandran Ashwin.
Actually,
he went wicketless.
Actually, yeah, I mean,
on such a turner,
yes, but then he actually built the pressure. If you have to look at it, we are missing the point here that Ashwin didn't take wickets, but then he was bowling, except in the last couple of overs when he tried to flight Ibadat Hussain. Why? Use the turn and work what has been best against you. Use the quicker, flatter off break. Why didn't he use that? Yeah, he was tossing it up. When you have to bowl quicker, he is tossing it up. That is somewhere down the line. This is creating a big.
See, that's the thing with Ashwin. We know if he goes wicketless for a while, let's say first couple of overs, he gets eager and he starts trying different things. I'm not able to recall.
He tried the carom ball last over, yeah.
We've seen him bowl spin bowling as well. Leg spin.
Yeah.
We've seen him do leg spin as well. Then again, but see, in the name of variation, you can't just do anything and everything. But got to be a set.
Maybe the situation was such that, okay. Because, see, Kuldeep Yadav, what was he doing right? He was varying his length, he was varying his pace.
Yeah.
Classic case was when Mushfiqur Rahim, he tried to work it to the leg side, but the ball gripped and dipped. It turned back in and Mushfiqur at the right pace as well. So Mushfiqur tried to work it.
Yeah.
He got plumb LBW because of that.
Yeah.
And even Aksar, if you have to look at it, actually, even Aksar Patel struggled. And yes, he was creating chances left, right and center because Bangladesh were not able to figure out a straighter one.
Yeah.
But
which is what got Kuldeep 2 of his wickets, by the way.
Yes. The straighter one, and imagine 2 balls, one by Shakib, he totally misread the flight.
Yeah.
And he had a brain fade. No need for that shot. 3 of 34. It was not a good shot at all in the circumstances. And Shakib, I don't know what his mental space is at this point in time. And Nurul Hassan, unfortunately, got a great catch. Taijul bowled, and it's very, very surprising. But for me, the one that set the floodgates open was Siraj's delivery to Litton Das. I think that dealt the death blow for Bangladesh. Like, okay, what do we do now? How do we get out of this hole? Because they are still trailing by 271 runs. But very importantly, they are trailing by 72 runs to avoid the follow-on.
Yeah.
And even if they don't avoid the follow-on, I think India will still bat.
Yeah.
Looking at the deficit.
India would want to come on to bat, put another 300 runs.
Not maybe 300. Suppose they lead a 190 or 180. They score another 200 runs. This wicket is not easy to bat. It's turning square now. It is turning absolutely square on day 2. And it's just day 2. We still have 3 more days to go, and one wonders whether it can go into the 5th day. I think by the end of the 4th day, it's going to end, which is what is the estimation at this point.
Going by how Bangladesh batted today, it may not even go till the 4th day.
That is a big issue that is there. That's a very big issue. And Bangladesh avoided further humiliation because of an unbeaten 31 run stand between Ibadat and Mehdi Hassan.
Yeah.
But Mehdi Hassan, man, this series is going to him
be
as a batsman. Because his average was 154 in the ODIs. He just got dismissed once. 51 and 100 and then 3 runs. Now here he has managed to bat well with some luck against Kuldeep and Aksar Patel. And Ashwin also, he's managed to tackle slightly better than the rest of the batting. But you could see Bangladesh were very, very fidgety. If spin does not get you, pace will. You had to bat confidently against pace. Did it happen? No, it didn't happen.
Barring just what we talked about earlier as well, barring the little sort of flair that Litton Das had shown.
Yes.
He showed good confidence right before tee, played some good strokes, looked like he was in, that gave him some sort of confidence and Bangladesh some sort of confidence. But Bangladesh after the break could not add to that and build from there.
Yes, I mean, they really struggled in the final session because remember, day one final session, they came back on track with those wickets of Aksar and Cheteshwar Pujara. But here, this day two final session, it's moved totally in India's favor now. And it will take something spectacular from Bangladesh to pull this off.
It's like a miracle now.
It ain't a miracle now because see, the pitch is not getting any easier at this point in time. There are patches where the ball also bounces a bit more, but
it stays low as well.
Siraj and Umesh were getting movement off the deck. That could be problematic for Bangladesh heading forward because look, the ball isn't even that old. It's only 44 overs old, and reverse swing could come into the equation in the 60th or 70th over if Bangladesh survive.
If at all.
I don't see them surviving on day 3 for more than 10 to 15 overs because India will want to bundle them for under 150. Then they will bat for another 2 sessions.
India?
Yeah.
Just 2?
1.5 to 2 sessions because they will have to...
I believe a little more than 2.
Okay, maybe 3 sessions. Day 4, first session they insert Bangladesh
into play,
and then bowl them out in 3 sessions.
Yeah.
That is the way how you want to go about it.
It's doable.
It is doable.
Very, like, just what India would have wanted, let's say, away from home.
Absolutely. So, everybody chipped in well. KL Rahul's captaincy, let us give due credit to that, he attacked. Today, he was not waiting to ensure that things will happen. Okay, let them, I know that the bowlers are bowling to a line. Let them bowl. I'll spread the field out slightly and ensure that they make a mistake. But no, today he had slips. Today he had short leg consistently there.
He stuck to his plan. And kudos to KL Rahul for having a counter-attacking field and an attacking field at various points. And he didn't let the pressure slip. Yeah, exactly what I was coming to. He didn't lift the lid.
Yes.
Which is why the pressure was on Bangladesh all throughout. Which is why, barring a 20-30 run stand that you saw right at the top and at the bottom of their lineup, there weren't any partnerships.
Yes.
The pressure, and what does that tell you? That means that the pressure was on throughout.
And looking at it, see, an earlier version of KL Rahul would have spread the field when Litton Das was hitting boundaries. 7 boundaries were hit in 14 balls.
Yeah.
And so that is why one slip was always in place there. There was a leg slip in place. There was short leg in place. At one point in time, even silly point was in place.
Yeah.
2 slips, silly point, short leg. He maintained that pressure consistently. And let us just say Bangladesh needed
the kind of field set that you possibly see when the match is on the line. You're in the final few overs, 4 overs.
Because
the kind of let's say field setup that we saw in the second Test match between England and Pakistan.
Oh yes, I mean see, England are now redefining cricket primarily because they are wanting to play aggressive cricket. But one of our family members,
they are playing to win.
But unfortunately, since they are not in the contention for the World Test Championship final, perhaps they can go the whole hog.
Yeah.
But India probably on this kind of wicket cannot afford to go whole hog. Because, look, there is a way to attack. There is a situational awareness that you need to attack in. If there is a landmine, and you are very near that landmine, you won't fire a bullet into that landmine.
Yeah.
It will blast and you yourself will be killed in that. That's how the situation
and England know their game plan, which is why we talk, all this talk about baseball and aggressive brand of cricket, quote unquote, template that they've shown the world. Let's also not forget the fact that in the final of the T20 World Cup, that template did not work. It was smart cricket and application that worked. Yes, Ben Stokes had to play some aggressive strokes towards the end, but he also had to bide his time to be able to do that.
Yes.
So baseball isn't just about you're not adopting a gung-ho approach, which is what the common interpretation of baseball is.
Yes.
It is also about knowing when to attack.
Correct. And Australia may be dismissive of baseball at this point in time, but remember that 2023-2025 World Test Championship cycle kicks off with the Ashes in June. For the first time in 50 years, you're going to see the Ashes in England be held in June. It has never happened in the last 50 years. It's always held in July or August. But because this time in 2023, August has been reserved exclusively for the 100. No international cricket will be played. Every international cricket ends in July. August you'll have all the 100 and everything. September you'll resume. Imagine the cricket season resuming in September in England. how times have changed.
Yeah.
But baseball is not the way to go about it in Chattogram. Baseball wasn't the way to go even in Multan. 64 overs, 250.
Yeah.
That is just about 4.2 per over.
Per over, yeah.
But that was not the way how it is. So that is why I'm saying Ruben Loganathan is like saying, don't get too excited with this, showing us Bangladesh not exactly a top test team. Rightly, India should easily win this series. The bigger challenge when Australia comes to India. Ruben.
That's true, but you know.
But look, a test win is a test win.
A test win is a test win, and let's not take away credit from Bangladesh here and make them sound like minnows, because let's not forget what they did in the previous series.
Yes.
They won 8. They were deserved winners. So India, if they are, of course, they're in pole position at the moment. Of course, the dominant side as well.
Yep.
That's not to say that it was the same Mehdi Hasan that caused you all the problems.
Yes.
So,
and Ruben, Bangladesh is not exactly a top test team. I would like to, yes, the numbers don't back them up, but the one win that they had in this World Test Championship cycle, that one win ensured New Zealand would not be in the fray for the World Test Championship final, because at the Bay Oval, remember, New Zealand needed series wins against South Africa and Bangladesh at home so that they could be in with a chance. But after winning at the Hagley Oval against South Africa, they blundered in a massive way at the same venue and they lost, and that series was drawn 1-1. Bangladesh, against all odds and expectations at the Bay Oval, stunned the defending champions. And in New Zealand had to bounce back hard, but again, 2 home series, 1-1, you already lost the initiative there. And then you are hammered 3-0 by baseball in England. And you did not do well in India also, where you could have pushed for the win in Kanpur, but you were denied. So, you lost that 1-0 after a calamitous collapse in Mumbai. So, the entire confidence denting measure that New Zealand had was because of that loss to Bangladesh, Ruben. So, and yes, India should win this, and their major test comes against Australia. That is potentially a preview to the final of the World Test Championship. But remember, that situation can come about if South Africa lose 0-3 to Australia. And this South African team, yes, whatever you may say, they will not lose that easily.
No.
2005 was the last time they lost in Australia. They won in 2008, they won in 2012, they won in 2016. It's not going to be easy for this Australian team to knock over South Africa. And remember, they are coming out of the humiliation of Sandpaper Gate. Passion and tensions will be very high. And South Africa have the number on Australia in every format that they have played, except the T20Is. In ODIs, they have won 10 out of 11. And if you have to look at it, the last 8 tests that they have played, 7 tests, so South Africa has won 5 and lost only 2. So South Africa know how to win against Australia now. The tables have turned totally. So Ruben, I would like to say that yes, India will win this, but every series is important because World Test Championship points are at stake. Now no series is meaningless. Neelakandan is like gushing in praise of Mehdi Hasan. Mehdi Hasan is a magician when it comes to counter-attacking. Yes, I'm very impressed by
doubt about that.
Very impressed by his display today, because he hung in there. He was not flustered by Kuldeep Yadav ripping the ball right through him, and also the flight, guile, loop, every single thing. He was not bothered by that. So that is why it is it's a good thing for Mehdi Hasan.
What's the story behind # Babu Rao?
I am Babu Rao, re Baba. I am Babu Rao. Akshay Kiste, if you guys are questioning players of Kuldeep, do you think if Ash and Jadeja is fit and want to play 2 spells, will you play Kuldeep? Akshay Kiste, I'll tell you one thing, okay? Against the series in Australia, you're going to play in 3 venues. Nagpur, Delhi, Ahmedabad. That will assist plenty of pace. If Jadeja is in there, if he is there, Aksar doesn't fit in.
It looks unlikely that he'll be there.
He'll be there. He has to be there. Because he's fit by January. That's what they're saying. Now, if his knee injury is very severe, then I'm sorry. Then that's another issue altogether. But the spinning composition will depend upon how long your batting has to be. So, if Rishabh Pant is still number 6, okay? Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant, number 5 and 6, okay? You'll mostly play Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul / Shubman Gill, Cheteshwar Pujara, Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant, or Rishabh Pant, Shreyas Iyer, in whatever way. Because if you are employing a spinner, then Pant might be promoted up the order.
Yes.
Ashwin, Jadeja, or Jadeja Ashwin, 7 and 8. Now, you'll play Bumrah. Hopefully, Bumrah is fit for that
He's
series.
also fit, yeah.
Yeah. Then you will play Siraj.
Yes.
And you'll play Shami.
Yeah.
That is your 11 that you'll pick. Kuldeep, I don't think will get a game in that. Unless Jadeja is not fit and he
Not
comes
fit,
in.
yes.
I think that is the only way he can
he's
play.
making a case for himself, but let's not forget the fact that yes, players like Jadeja and Bumrah are going to be automatic entrants in any format of the in any format of the game as far as the Indian team goes.
Yep. And remember, apart from Dharamshala, all the venues that you're going to play, they'll have at least 3 spinners in it. Aksar or Kuldeep, who do you pick among them? Because even Australia, they don't play left arm spin well. And Kuldeep, remember, set up that game in 2017 when he took 4 wickets at Dharamshala. I was luckily there to be in the test match, and it was a fabulous test match. That remains my first and only test match that I've covered till now. I'm waiting a second. Let's see what happens. But it was a brilliant end to what was a brilliant series. I mean, Smith's brilliance saw Australia win the Pune test by 333 runs along with Steve O'Keefe's identical 6 for 35 in both innings. Bangalore saw tension and this thing reach at peak crescendo.
Yeah.
And you saw Steve Smith being accused of cheating.
Yeah.
That was there, and it took a lot of things to diffuse that tension. Then Ranchi happened where Australia held on for a draw. But Dharamshala saw India ensuring that they've had a series win against every nation at that point in time. So Dhanushal is saying Australia will hammer South Africa. South Africa batting is very weak. I don't agree.
No, I don't think so.
See, they have Elgar, but yeah, in the last couple of
Markram as well.
They have got Drassy van der Dussen who's coming back.
Yes.
But I do agree slightly because that batting let them down in England big time. And this Australian team, Hazelwood's out for the Brisbane Test.
Yeah.
So there will be Cummins, Stark, and one of the guys, Neser, could be there along with Lyons. So that is how I see Australia going about it. But I think Australia could win the series, but it will be a very close series. I'm not counting them.
Yeah, it won't be a cakewalk for them.
It won't be for either Australia or South Africa. South Africa will have to work hard to ensure they win 4 in a row in Australia. But Australia will be buoyed by whatever happened in Sandpaper Gate. And let's hope that they can, because if Australia win 3-0, they are through to the final even if they lose 0-4 to India.
Who?
Australia.
Okay.
But if South Africa win, then India and Australia's chances take a big hit.
Yeah.
Because South Africa, even if they lose most of the games, and
from
they
India, so basically from an India standpoint, you don't want South Africa to
win. Yeah. That's the thing. Yes.
Because by the looks of it, Australia will make it. By the looks of it. So there's only one spot that is effectively vacant.
Yep. So that is how it is. But India made a great start in the last of the test series when it comes to the World Test Championship cycle. 5 more tests after this, 1 in Mirpur and 4 in India. So tomorrow we'll see what India does. Will they get a big lead? Will they bat again? Will they enforce the follow on? We shall see. Kuldeep's 5 wicket, let's hope he gets it. So it's been a very woeful display by Bangladesh, and we hope that they can put up a better fight in the second innings when they bat fourth innings. So we'll be back with more updates from Sports Today. Despite no FIFA action today, there will be plenty of FIFA World Cup build-up. Me and Harshad will do that, and subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. Don't forget to tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. Press the like, comment and share button also, because we are also on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Thank you. Bye-bye. Vanakkam. Abhinav here. Yes, you're right. Bangladesh will be 160 all out. You're absolutely right. Nostradamus.
Also, very quickly, though, just a matter of minutes, we're going to be coming up with the review for the match that happened last night. We have the second finalist of the FIFA World Cup. Dalma Chibber, the Indian footballer, will be joining us and will be there to review that game for you. But for now, from Sidvi and me,
Vanakkam. Bye-bye.